Gentlemen, and welcome to the Arts and Business Alliance of Eugene's annual Fall Brava Breakfast. My name is Fred Crafts, and I'm a founder, director, and producer of Radio Redux, Eugene's ambassador for the arts, and a long-serving member of ABAE's board of directors. Once again, we gather early on a rainy Friday morning in November to be inspired through the words of a noted speaker. Today, we hope to uplift you and shine a light on the good things happening in the arts community. We're glad that you could join us today from your homes or offices, and we look forward to seeing you in person as soon as we can safely do so. Now, before we get started, let me take a few minutes to recognize and thank a few individuals and organizations without whom this morning would not be possible. First, we are grateful for the support of numerous foundations for their ongoing and critical support of ABAE, including the Oregon Community Foundation, the Oregon Arts Commission, the Oregon Cultural Trust, the Chambers Family Foundation, the Hoagland Family Foundation, and the Lane County Cultural Coalition. Second, this morning's celebration would not be possible without the financial support of our presenting sponsor, Market of Choice. And now, it's my pleasure to welcome Kelly Johnson, Executive Director of the ABAE, to share a few words about our sponsors and to give an update on the ABAE. Kelly?
Thank you so much, Fred. I appreciate you being here this morning with us, and thank you for that introduction. Good morning, everybody. We're so excited to have you here, and thank you for being here so much. It's early in the morning. I hope you have your coffee and your tea with you, ready for action today. I hope you're comfortable. I wanted to just say a big thank you to our sponsor today, and that is Market of Choice. So Market of Choice is a local company, as you know, and they support the community in so many ways, and we are so grateful to them for that. They support the arts, and again, we're just really grateful for their support of this event. I wanted to let you know that they have some really fantastic options for your holiday celebrations this year. And no matter how you're celebrating the holidays this year, whether it be virtually or in your bubble, the holidays are a time for sharing traditions. And for me, those traditions usually include really good food. And so they have an amazing array of holiday meals and options for you and your family that you can order online. They range from entrees to side dishes to cheese plates. And let's not forget dessert. They focus on really high quality ingredients, and they have a lot of options for dietary restrictions or preferences. I was able to try this system this week, and it works so easily. For those of you that know me well, you know that cooking is not my forte, and it was so easy to go online and order a meal for my family. There was even some reminders, which was really nice. So I hope that you go check it out. I put the link in the chat. It's holiday.marketofchoice.com. And I just, again, really appreciate their sponsorship this morning. Well, I think we could all agree that 2020 did not go according to anybody's plans this year. Many of us had to make big shifts and changes to our businesses and our organizations to meet our community's evolving needs. And if you're anything like me, you had to make changes to your changes, and you had to make plans A through Z, and it was challenging. But I do think what this year has shown is the power of creativity and collaboration. And so I wanted to share just a few examples of the ABAE's creativity and collaboration this year, as well as some just good news coming out of the arts community here in Eugene. So first news I wanted to share was some creativity that we were able to do this year. So we have a program that is our Arts Loan program, and we were able to make some changes and adapt to meet the needs of the community. So for those of you who are unfamiliar, we run the Arts Loan program in partnership with the City of Eugene. And it is intended to be, quick, easy access loans for artists, arts organizations, and businesses to invest in the arts in a way that's going to spark economic growth. And so during these times of economic uncertainty, we really wanted to make sure that these loans could be helpful to the community. So if you were an artist and you needed to make a website to support your online sales, we wanted to have these loans available to you. If you're an arts organization and you had to send staff home and you needed technology to be able to do that, or if you had to make adjustments to your venue, we wanted you to be able to access these loans. If you're a business and you wanted to paint a mural to welcome back customers into your stores, we put on our creative thinking caps and made some adjustments. And we're now offering these arts loans at 0% interest if you are able to repay in 1 year, and 1% interest if you're able to repay in 2 years. So that is really helpful. We also eliminated the matching funds requirements to these loans. We just wanted there to be resources for financing during these times, and we hope the art loan can help you out. So if you want more information about the arts loan, feel free to reach out to me. The other kind of fun news is on the collaboration side. So over the summer, we began a wonderful collaboration with Lane Arts Council, with the Emerald Art Center, and with the Florence Regional Arts Alliance. We started producing a series of online art convenings for artists and administrators throughout the county. We really wanted there to be a space during these times when there were so many things affecting the arts industry where people could come together and share knowledge and also learn. So in these events, we would typically invite an expert, whether that be somebody from the state or nonprofits or businesses that had already kind of reopened, to come share their knowledge. And then the second part of these convenings was just conversations with community members. These were super powerful to hear, what people were trying out, what was working, what was not working. We had 4 of these convenings. They covered topics from reopening to contingency planning. We had a great conversation with funders, and we explored how to engage our audiences in new ways. So this partnership was really special, and we're really looking forward to continuing it into the new year. Another fun update for the ABAE is that we have a brand new website. We have been working for months on this wonderful new website that we hope that you can experience. It's very exciting. It hopefully can help you find information about our programs easier, connect to resources in the community, as well as find that information about the economic impact of the arts in Eugene. So we hope you check that out. And again, it's artsbusinessalliance.org. And big thank you to the Terrell Group for helping the beautiful design of that website. And while we are at a bit of an intermission from live performance, that does not mean that Eugene's performing arts groups are not busy. In fact, quite the opposite. And so I wanted to share a few updates with you about good news coming out of our arts community. First, let's share the happy news that the Very Little Theater will be breaking ground early next year on phases 1 and 2 of a 4-phase project to update their facility. These updates include improved seating, more wheelchair seating, better wheelchair access, and improvements to the stage. For those of you that don't know, the Very Little Theater was founded in 1929, so they have seen ups and downs, and they're still kicking. They're the oldest community theater in the Northwest and Eugene's oldest arts nonprofit. They are so close to their fundraising goal of $1.2 million, and they are ready to welcome you to their wonderful stage when it is safe to do so. In other exciting news, the Holt Center has invested in really amazing camera technology and updated their Wi-Fi to be able to offer streaming services for the organizations that perform there. This is such exciting news because I know that you guys have been missing live performance, but seeing somebody perform from the Holt Center stage is so close and just second best to being there from in person. And so with this new technology, you can see the stages that you love right from the comfort of your home. And we really appreciate that the Holt Center invested in this technology for our community so we can still share the wonderful performances from the organizations that work there. I also wanted to highlight that the Oregon Trust or Oregon Cultural Trust has provided a lot of much needed support to arts organizations in our state. Here locally in Lane County, they gave out $2.5 million in coronavirus relief grants. This was such a huge help for all the arts organizations that you know and love. We really appreciate the trust for advocating for these funds for the arts at the state level. Oregon is one of, if not the only, who used funds in this way to support arts and culture, and we could not be more grateful for this injection and infusion of support. And finally, exciting news, the Midtown Art Center is getting ready and is on track to open at the beginning of the year. This new art center for Eugene is on 16th and Pearl. So if you've been wondering what's been building there, it's a new art center. It will be the new home of the Eugene Ballet and the Eugene Ballet Academy, as well as many other arts groups here in town. I was really lucky to go on a tour of the art center on Wednesday evening, and I was blown away at what an amazing cultural asset this is going to be for Eugene. It is going to help all of the arts organizations that reside there kind of level up, and it's going to bring really positive activity to Midtown. And again, the facility is scheduled to be up and running with ballet classes there in January, and I can't wait to share that space with you. This is just a really small sampling of what is happening in our community. There's lots of other good news, but I just wanted to share a few success stories. And as it is almost the end of the year, it's really a time of gratitude for many of us. And I just wanted to say thank you to everybody who has supported the ABAE during this time. Your support is really needed, and we couldn't appreciate it more. Many of you donated as you registered for this event, and I just want to say thank you from the bottom of our hearts here at the ABAE. Any gift is so helpful. If you want to still donate, we do have a donate button on our website, and any kind of gift would be greatly appreciated, and we thank you for that. I also just wanted to say a quick thank you to this group of businesses. This is our Catalyst Club, and they are businesses that support the ABAE, and we really couldn't do our work without them. They come back year after year, and they are just amazing support for the ABAE and for arts organizations around the town. So thank you so much to our Catalyst Club sponsors and businesses for being there for us. And now we are so excited, with no further ado, to move to the main event. We are thrilled to have with us Dr. Richard Antoine White this morning. And again, thank you to Columbia Bank and the University of Oregon School of Music and Dance who really made this possible. Dr. White has been performing on the world's classical music stages for over 2 decades. He began tuba at the age of 12 at the Baltimore School of Performing Arts, where he graduated with honors. He has a doctorate in music and tuba performance from Indiana University. And Dr. White is currently in his 9th season as principal tubist with the New Mexico Philharmonic. He also enjoys teaching at the University of New Mexico, where he is an associate professor. And please stick around till the end because we're going to have some question and answer time with Dr. White. But with no further ado, please welcome Dr. Richard Antoine White.
Hello, my name is Dr. Richard Antoine White. Wow, after 7 years, it still feels a tad bit odd putting DR in front of my name. But seeing that I am the first African American in the world to get a doctorate of music in tuba, I'm guessing it's okay. My initials spell RAW, R-A-W, and I happen to play tuba. So my internet alter ego is Raw Tuba. So Google away if you desire. My, how times have changed. I'll be reading my speech from an iPad and not notebook paper. Oh, for the next 15 minutes or so, I'm supposed to tell you something memorable, profound, life-related, and useful that you will remember for the rest of your life. Well, I've decided to simply tell you the truth. So buckle up, and don't worry, I will only use 75% of the suggested time. You're welcome. My story, born premature, homeless on the streets of Baltimore, is where my life began, weighing just over 1 pound. While growing up on the streets, I ate out of trash cans and would often store food under my tongue because it was so unpredictable as to where my next meal would come from. I found old discarded shoes in dumpsters, which I stuffed with newspapers to fill holes and make them into a size that would fit at age 3. Would I change any of this? The answer is no. It's the hand I was dealt, and I played it to the best of my ability. You see, regardless of one's upbringing, financial status, accomplishments, disadvantages, or advantages, I believe that life is fair because it's unfair to everyone. The most amazing phenomenon about life is that we all start living and dying the instant we're born. You can't have one without the other. I guess the most important thing is to offer the world your best. Here today and gone tomorrow, you want to be able to say, one thing is for sure, I was definitely the best at being me, and there will never be anyone exactly like me. In other words, living stops, but life continues, dead or alive. Just make sure that while you are living, you give the world your best, and you will be remembered for the life that you created, even though living can come to an end. I think Sir Winston Churchill said it best. I also think it's important to put this quote in the context of what the Arts and Business Alliance of Eugene means to this community and around the world. We make a living by what we get. We make a life by what we give. So give the world your best, and immortality will be yours, making the world a better place for all. Sometimes in life, we need to make the decision to be our own hero. Steve Jobs, the famous Apple founder, put it this way: your time is limited, so don't waste it living someone else's life. Don't be trapped by dogma, which is living with the results of other people's thinking. Don't let the noise of others' opinions drown out your own inner voice. And most importantly, have the courage to follow your own heart and intuition. They somehow already know what you truly want to become. Everything else is secondary. Yogi Berra once said, you have to give 100% in the first half of the game. If that isn't enough, in the second half, you have to give what's left. Just what if we all learn to make a difference by giving 100% all of the time, only to discover that the more we can do with passion, caring, kindness, and understanding, 100% is simply the price of admission. The point here is that every second, every minute, and every day counts. Effort is never worth 0 points. And how big a difference we each make is between you and you. The time to make a difference is now. Procrastination, is the arrogant assumption that God of the universe owes you another opportunity to do what you had time to do. Martina Navratilova was once asked, how do you maintain your focus, physique, and sharp game at age 43? She gave a humble reply, the ball doesn't know how old I am. You need to stop yourself from stopping yourself. Every game in life is actually played on a 6-inch ground, the space between your left ear and your right ear. We don't live in bungalows, duplexes, or flats. We live in our minds, which is the unlimited area. Life is great when things are sorted and uncluttered within the mind and filled with positivity. Keeping the mind messy with hatred growing on the table, regrets piling up in the corner, expectations building on the kitchen table, secret stuff under the carpet, and worries littered everywhere will ruin this ideal home. The key factor to performing well in life and in every arena is the ability to control quality and quantity of your internal dialogue. Performance is potential minus internal interference. Live in peace, not in pieces. Decide your purpose and be gangster about the annihilation of any roadblocks. My advice is, instead of a to-do list, how about we all create an I want to be list and pay it forward with kindness, sharing of the arts, conversation, and goodness. I've always believed that to be happy in life, you need three things. Number one, someone or something to love. Friends, family, significant others. Number two, something to do, a job, school, or attending events like today in order to take care of those things listed in number one. Number three, something to look forward to, dreams, and in this case, the bright future of children all over the world that will benefit from the labors and love and caring provided if we all keep elevating and paving the way with the arts and opening up dialogue. Our world and country is in an historical time where a change and reevaluation of the American dream is so desperately needed. Bear with me for a moment, or should I say participate? In a minute, I'm going to ask the designated participants to participate and everyone in the room. I know we can't see each other, but your participation would be greatly appreciated. The impossible is always possible. We each have the power to change the word impossible to I am possible. I would like to echo the power of choice, chance, and change. We must always preserve the right for our youth to have access to the ability to have a chance to make a difference by making the right choices toward betterment and change. Take a deep breath. This is everyone in the conference right now. Sit up straight. I can't see you, but I know some of you aren't sitting up straight, so please sit up straight, correct your posture. Here's the part where the panelists turn on their mic or their video, however we designated to do this. And on the count of three, I'm going to have instructions for you, but take your finger, your index finger, point it inward like this, and don't say anything until after you hear the count three. After the count three, you're going to say, I can change. 1, 2, 3. I can change. Now hold your hand out to the entire panel. And again, wait for my count. Don't say anything until you hear 3. Okay. And this time you're going to say, we can change. 1, 2, 3. We can change. My challenge to each of you today is present change to the world by offering it your best. You can change. I can change. We can change. We shall change. We must change. Together we will change, because the best is our only option, and we must prepare our young minds to lead the way. Simply by changing the view, everything and everyone can become an asset, even if it appears to be far-fetched and daunting. If you look at things the right way, everything can be of value. For example, in the words of Bill Gates, I will always choose a lazy person to do a difficult job because he or she will always find the easiest way to do it. There's perspective for you. Everybody can be an MVP, most valuable person. I think the gist of what Bill Gates is saying is, know the difference between a person being deficient versus a person that's never been taught. Once you've been taught, always remember, great people aren't born great, they grow great. When asked by a CBS Evening News reporter, I'd never been asked this question before, after playing all over the world, Richard, recording and making history, what do you think your greatest accomplishment is? I thought about it, and then I weepingly replied, my job as a teacher and mentor, because every day I get to go to work and make a difference in a kid's life, because that's what someone did for me. It's up to each of us to cultivate and nurture our youth. There seems to be an abundance of definition as to what and how hope is defined. I believe the following. H is for hold on, never give up. There's always hope, as demonstrated by this organization's resilience. O is for opportunist. Be an opportunist. Take your shots, regardless of how many times you miss. Keep swinging. In the words of the late notorious Ruth Bader Ginsburg, fight for the things you care about, but do it in a way that will lead others to join you. That's exactly what this organization continues to do each year and will continue to do with everyone working together. P is for persistence. Be a nag. I promise you, determination is indeed your best friend. Together, we can accomplish many things if we are persistent. E is for excellence. Strive for the highest standard of life in every field of human endeavor. By worldly standards, according to most perceptions, I entered this world at a disadvantage. But with the help of others, I was able to remove the prefix DIS and turn disadvantage into advantage. Thank you to the Arts and Business Alliance of Eugene. May we all keep believing and making a difference. Warning, there is a speck of derogatory language in the film you're about to see, so beware. Now, please enjoy the film Raw Tuba.
Well, I just want to say thank you so much, Dr. White. I still have goosebumps from your film and from your performance. Thank you so much. We do have some time for question and answers. So there are two bubbles on the bottom of your screen. One says chat, one says Q&A. So if you have questions for Dr. White, we have time to go through a few. And if you want to just pop those into the Q&A box, we can answer your questions. I have one to get us started, Dr. White. In the film, you mentioned, or it's mentioned, that it is harder to become a musician than it is to become a professional athlete, which is outstanding. And I guess I'm just wondering, knowing those odds, how you kind of persevered during that.
So I think to put this into perspective now, especially during the pandemic, the only jobs that are available right now are military jobs. So for one tuba position, and even in orchestral jobs, when we do have this, you'll have anywhere between 50, 100, 150, as many as 200 plus applicants for one spot. So what I had in my mind is that, you know what? All I have to do is win one. I can win one. I don't need to win 10. I don't need to, not even 2. All I got to do is win one. So I just made the decision, I'm going to keep going. And I think I can win one. You know, if I have the best day of my life, all the stars align, you know, I eat the best coffee in the morning or drink the best coffee or whatever, I can do one. And that's what kept me going. I just had this belief that I gotta be able to win one.
That's awesome. We have a question coming in. It says, what kind of collaborations or music genres are you exploring these days? And what brings you inspiration?
Oh, wow. What a great question. A to Z. I play with Gateways Brass Collective, which is an all Afro-American brass quintet. And I am really challenged. We play a lot of Latin. We play a lot of jazz. And much like you saw in the film with my brother with the hip hop, we spent 8 hours in the studio. So just to give a little plug, first of the year, the movie will be available on DirecTV and the soundtrack will be out. We walked in and he said, man, I need a wiggy wiggy wah and a boom, did it boom, did it boom. And I was like, excuse me? I'm a classical musician. You have some staff paper back there or something? I was really out of my element. So now my methodology is if I can't play it, whether it be country, banda music, Mexican, I figure I probably should learn it. So right now I'm exploring everything that I'm not good at. So classical music, not playing so much these days. Jazz, Latin, everything else, yes. And I think of it this way. I want to increase my inventory. I think we're all worth an empire. So if you come to my empire and you don't find bottled water, for example, that's a problem. So I don't want you to come to my store and not find jazz, not find Latin, not find classical. So I am collaborating and exploring everything except what I was trained to do.
That's so amazing. Another question that I had for you was, you talked a lot about teaching and the importance of arts education. If you could just talk a little bit about what you're experiencing now as an arts teacher.
Oh, wow, that's a brilliant question. So I want to throw something in the room to all the administrators and arts people, arts educators out there. I think there's a tragedy happening in our country where, because we have these magic words now, equity, diversity, and inclusion, everyone's feeling sympathy. Everyone's feeling that we have to do something about this. And what's happening is they're lowering the bar. Well, I have news for you. Excellence is void of color. It's not black, it's not white, it's just excellence. We cannot lower the bar. What we need to do is have an organization like the Arts Alliance in Eugene so that we can train people, give people the resources to perform and to present excellence. That is the answer. So my advice to all educators is hang in there, keep swinging. Keep the level of excellence at the very top, and let's let people elevate their skill set to reach that goal of excellence. Fantastic question.
There's a little bit of a follow-up question in the Q&A, and that is, what advice would you have for young musicians that aspire to work professionally in the field?
Make sure that you can check every box. So the first thing is understand your value. If you're a musician, this is a new age. You mean to tell me I can have a business called Raw Tuba and I don't have to go buy a building? I don't have to keep the lights on, the water on, whatever. I can just build a website? And you mean I can build this website and say whatever I want on it, put whatever picture I want, whatever music, my own music on it? Yes, that's pretty much the way it works. So for every aspiring musician, find your brand, build a website, and start building your empire. Make sure you have something to say, and then say it. Say it with integrity, say it with kindness to everyone. I know things are tough in the world, whether it be professionally, emotionally, or whatever. There are thousands of problems in the world, and I think 99% of them can be solved if we were just kind to one another. So whatever you're building, make sure kindness is at the forefront of any business you decide to build.
That's wonderful. We have somebody asking if you've ever played with the BSO.
Oh, I played with Baltimore. I played with a lot of top orchestras. Yes, I played Baltimore plenty of times. Not recently. I have my own orchestra and my own teaching now. But yes, I've played with Baltimore Symphony, and it was magical.
Yeah, that has to be a magic moment when you can kind of go home and show off your skills.
Yes.
Well, I'm trying to see. I'm not sure if we have any additional questions. Give it a second to see if anybody has any last minute questions. But I just wanted to say thank you. I would say that your film is available, and it's the production company is Early Light Media. If people are interested in following up with the film, and the film's name is Raw Tuba, of course. And I think we don't have any additional questions at the moment. So I just, again, want to say thank you. What a wonderful way to start this super rainy Friday here in Eugene. You're lucky not to be in the rain today. And thank you to Market of Choice. And thank you to Columbia Bank and the University of Oregon School of Music and Dance. I want to say a special extra thank you to Cassie Stoner and Emily Ray at the Eugene Area Chamber of Commerce for their help, and to my board member, Jeremy Schropp and Fred Crafts for their help this morning. Thank you all so much. I hope you have a wonderful day. Enjoy the rest of your Friday, guys.
Thank you. Bye-bye.